Welcome everyone to our first quarter 2025 market update. My goal today is to really give you an update of what's happening for our business in Qatar, what's happening in Dubai, then a couple of other businesses, Valuation and Society International. So what I want to do is give you a really good update on the two countries and on a couple of other businesses that we're involved with. And I hope you enjoy this first quarter update. So turning to the Doha market, what we see for the first quarter and what I see looking forward even to the second quarter is very much the same. I think at the end of last year, I was saying that we have a lot of stability in Qatar. Things are staying very flat. And in some ways, it's a good thing. Depends if you're a buyer or if you're a tenant. Rents are not going up. Sales prices aren't going up. Maybe not such good news if you're an owner or if you're a seller, because we're not seeing really any capital appreciation. We're not seeing any rental growth right now. Really, things are just very stable. Some might say it's stagnant. I tend to be a little bit more optimistic and look at things as just being stable. So what we're seeing across the market, we're seeing, a lot of people moving into Qatar as we're kind of past now, more than 2 years past the end of the World Cup. Qatar has stabilized as a market. So we're not seeing falls that we saw for the first year after the World Cup, nor are we seeing any real growth. So we're just seeing a very stable market. On the rental side, a lot of the compounds we work with are full. So we're expecting that maybe close to the end of the year, we might start to see some increases in rentals, but there still is good supply available. So what we're encouraging a lot of our tenants, obviously to work with NelsonPark, we have a real broad range of properties available from, rents from as low as 5,000 riyals per month up to 30, 40, 50,000, depending on what type of property that you're looking for. But again, across that market, we're really seeing a lot of stability. And depending on the landlord, we're seeing some landlords bringing in incentives to help increase the draw of their property. And then in fact, with other landlords removing them as their compounds or their buildings have been full, some of the landlords have removed incentives that they've had in the past. And that's why we say it's really just a good, calm, stable market. We're not seeing any big changes either way on the rental side. Then if I turn my eyes towards the sales market, again, a very similar story. As our business, we're having our best year for sales that we've had. Just as we wrap up the first quarter right now, we're at the end of March, and we're seeing really high levels of sales from our business. So we're really encouraged by that. And we look at the sale prices, again, we're not seeing really any increases. Equally, we're not seeing any large decreases in the market. Things are pretty stable. We've been involved with a few wonderful launches with our developers that we have a great relationship with. We've had good uptake from our buyer investors. And I say buyer investors, sometimes we have owner occupiers looking to buy for themselves. We're seeing good interest from investors who know there's always a good stable tenant market that's involved. And so they're buying the properties with a view to rent them out. And equally, we're continuing to see, in fact, I'm involved with a transaction this very day, involved with a client that lives overseas. They're looking to move to Qatar. They've been so impressed by the country and they want to buy the property immediately, obtain their RP, move to Qatar, and then actually in due course look to set up a business here. So we're seeing a lot more of that in the future, or actually in the present. And I think we'll see more of that as the year goes on. The last part, as we're taping this, it's the last few days of Ramadan. And that traditionally is a wonderful time where people get together a lot. Maybe sometimes business slows down for some people. For our business, it's been a very good month. And we expect that in the post-Ramadan Eid period, moving into the beginning of April, I think we'll see activity levels in our offices picking up from both the rental basis and the sales basis. Maybe we'll start seeing some increases, but not enough data in the market right now to see any major changes coming immediately. Right now, having a look at the Dubai market, I was just discussing with a few colleagues. It's a bit of Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Frankly, I don't think we have the worst of times at all. If I turn our eyes from Doha towards Dubai, Dubai continues to be very strong. On the rental side, as a landlord myself in Dubai, we're seeing good increases continuing. So it's a good time to be a landlord in Dubai. We're seeing a lot of growth on the rental side, pretty much across the market. A lot of people have moved to Dubai for lifestyle reasons and enjoying the, not just the climate, but the business environment there and what's happening overall in the Emirates in total, in Dubai specifically. So we're seeing some really strong growth on the rental side and a lot of demand for property. Whenever we have post a new property for rent, we immediately get a lot of phone calls into our office, really looking for people looking to move, particularly those who have just moved to the city. And if I turn my eye next to the sales market, this is obviously what's getting the most attention in Dubai right now is what's happening, in particular in the off-plan market. And again, what we're seeing is launches on a daily basis, and those launches doing well. Some launches are selling out for some of the larger developers like Damac are selling out the same day, often adding on a second building and selling out within, again, another 1 or 2 days afterwards. So we're seeing a lot of demand on the sales side. We're seeing pretty aggressive price growth depending on the market, depending on the area that people are looking to buy in. There's an old adage that the best time to buy real estate is 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. When I look at the Dubai market, what I see is a real good open field, good opportunities for price growth. Some of the products that are coming out of the market now are still competitively priced with excellent payment plans, and the demand from buyers is strong. We're seeing a lot of migration from not only the natural areas that would normally target Dubai, being the subcontinent and other areas of the greater Middle East, but we're seeing a lot of demand from Europe. Whether it's from the UK or Germany or France, we're seeing a lot of people migrating from those countries into Dubai to live. And if it's not migration, then it's purely investment capital that's flowing into the city. So I would continue to look at Dubai as a really strong market. Again, I don't have the figures to hand, but from all the data I've been reading recently, when I look at the amount of property that's being delivered over the next year and the projected growth of the population, it's in step. So it's not as if there's 3 times as much property being delivered as people moving in. It's really lining up very close. So that provides really strong fundamentals as the market moves forward. So I would expect Dubai to see continued price growth over the near to medium term, and that's a real encouragement as interest rates have fallen in the US over the last 6 months, and looking at further predictions of perhaps a tighter economy in Western Europe and in North America. I don't see interest rates rising, and obviously with Gulf currencies all pegged to the dollar, so their interest rates are also pegged to the US dollar. I don't see any interest rate increases in the region. I think that bodes well for the Dubai market looking forward. That'll just continue to be strong again over that short, medium, even to near term, that things continue to be well there. Looking at our valuation business, we continue to have a strong year. Again, it's the first quarter just wrapping up. We're having our best year ever valuation business. And just to remind people that are looking to get their real estate valued, we have a full service valuation business within NelsonPark Property in Qatar. But we do a lot more than just real estate valuation. We do company valuation, equipment, factories, basically any type of asset that needs to be valued, we work with it. So if you'd ever, yourself as your company for banking purposes, for insurance purposes, or even just your own internal audit, if you're looking for valuation services, reach out to us. We have a full service team of 4 people. We'll not only do market reports, do evaluations, do feasibility studies, best and highest use, and many other services that are available. We'd love to work with you. We're looking at extending those services into the region across this year. And as that develops, we'll keep you posted on what we're doing. And lastly, I mentioned before, NelsonPark Property is very proud to be part of the Society International Network. If you'd like to have a look at that, it's www.society-network.com. So Society Network is building a network of brokerages around the world. We're very proud to be part of that, both from our Doha office and our Doha and our Dubai office. And Society has been expanding with a lot of new partners in Europe, particularly in Germany, Switzerland, Portugal, Spain, I know the Philippines and Thailand and a few other countries that we're looking to add on this quarter. So as that grows, as our business grows, we're looking to do more and more activity, looking at some of the most beautiful real estate globally, particular focus right now in Western Europe, but expanding in probably to North America in the second quarter, and a lot more to come ahead. So if you run a brokerage and deal particularly with boutique properties and maybe some very interesting off-market opportunities, by all means, get in touch with us at society-network.com. We'd like to work with you.